Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire. On the show this evening is the only two guys in Rangers Radio who passed their quality. Bridgeman and Albert. Evening, boys.
Evening, mate. How are you two?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
I'm brilliant.
Good, thank you.
Evening, Bridge.
Oh, evening yourself, Oxshire, and of course, Albert and the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in here, all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yes. I'm going to do you two a favour. I know I do it all the time, yeah. I'm known for my generosity, as you know, Albert.
Definitely, mate.
Yeah.
Come on, Albert, don't fall for
There's
that
going to
one.
be money involved in this. I hope there's money.
But if you just text me the three numbers in the back of your card, I would appreciate it, yeah?
No bother. Done, mate, done.
Right, okay, right. I'm going to do you a favour. We'll talk about off-the-field stuff and we'll take that down the road tonight. I don't want you to suffer like the rest of us have done the last couple of shows. I know you popped in on Saturday after the game, but unless, Bridgeman, you want to get something off your chest particularly. Yeah. Only
one thing, just that the team, absolutely woeful. We've said it all season. Not every game, of course, but most of the season we're just a terrible team. Very poor quality, very poor, and it showed. We went to St Mirren, took the lead twice and lost it twice, and it's just not good enough. Just a red rotten defence, absolutely red rotten. Goalkeeper, oh my goodness. Was it 3 absolute bloomers he gave away? Gee whiz, can't believe it. Anyway, that's me. That's enough to say.
Yeah, well, listen, I don't think I can argue with that, Albert, can we?
No, mate, no. There's no defence. I've been listening to everybody.
No defence. Good pun there. I see what you've done there, Albert.
Nobody's put a defence up. That's it for this team, including the team itself. But anyway, so enough said of it. It's just, that is what it is.
Yes. But listen, if people want to join us and stay there, usually they're more than welcome. But I think it's only right we talk about other things that are happening in the club, because there is major moves happening in the history of Glasgow Rangers. Yeah, this ownership coming in is like, would it be glamour owners? Would that be a term, Albert? I don't know. Or only time will tell if it turned out to be glamour owners. You know what I mean? Because the proof of the pudding's in eating, mate.
That's that, mate. I'd call it professional owners more than anything else, mate. They know their business. You know what I mean? Their business is sport, and their business is making money, so they know their business. There's no doubt about that. So I think there's a degree of professionalism coming to Rangers. Long overdue, mate. Long overdue.
What's your take on it, Bridge?
Well, I think, like most of the Rangers fans that you could ever speak to at the moment, they're all desperately keen to find out A, what's happening, and B, when's it all going to happen? Will it definitely happen for next season? That kind of thing. And obviously, the devil's in the detail. We'll never know the detail until the detail is going to hit us. But please get it sorted, because we desperately need. But we need something. We're leaderless, we need to be leadered. We get a good leader and get a new manager and get in there and do it.
Obviously 3 of the big hitters turned up today, Albert. Obviously yourself, Stevie, and Southside, yeah.
We get shown with the eyebrows.
And the outside.
Aye, already. Well, they don't let us in. I wouldn't let us in playing with us. Let's see, it's 3 marching along Edmondson Drive. I'd be like, no, he's come back again. So I heard they were the other day and get showed round. which was nice to hear. So
Yes.
it's
I mean,
marching along.
yes, it's a step in the right direction, and obviously things are moving. And it's also been rumoured big time that we're going to have a potentially new shirt sponsor who are going to buy out our current deal if it transpires this is true. And it's not done till it's a signed deal, and then it potentially it's going to be Red Bull who are going to come in and sponsor the shirt. I mean, they're a glamorous brand as well, Bridgeman. Yeah, I know you
Yes.
like a Jaeger bomb, mate.
Oh, I love Red Bull. I don't mean to drink. I like the Red Bull colours and everything about it, you know. And when I follow the Formula One stuff, you know, I like the Red Bull team. I'm right behind them. Oh, I like it.
A win-win for Bridgeman, all better.
What's that?
Red Bull.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't like the drink? What's wrong with the drink?
I don't do any of these drinks, you know. I just maybe the odd Diet Coke, and that's me, you know. So
There is other Coca-Colas available.
No, but I'm saying I just drink Diet Coke, you know, that kind of thing.
And there is other Coca-Colas available. Ah, dear. Ah, brilliant, Bridge. Aye. Red Bull gives you wins. Oh, better than it.
Aye. Well, if it's true, we need to wait to see, but it's true. If it is true, it's in this goldfish bowl that is Glasgow in Scotland. You need international sponsors because you know yourself, if you get anything local or anything like that, there's people in Scotland that will no buy whatever sponsoring you. So global sponsors and international companies, that's what we need. Because let's face it, we're an international club playing in the Mickey Mouse League, and we have been for 150 years now. So it's just one of the things, mate. We're playing in amongst child abusers and all, so we want to wait for them, mate, as well. So I know they'll be listening in tonight, so just look at yourselves in the mirror. But that's what I'll say on that matter. But it's good to hear that we're actually looking at the right things now. Again, we need to wait to see if it's true, mate.
Aye, it's coming for, it's coming for sources that are usually on the ball, mate. Yeah, so it looks potentially that things are moving, but it's still pure speculation at the moment. But we're going to run, mate, Bridgeman, because I feel as if we need some positivity, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, pal. Absolutely. It's a huge brand with Red Bull. You know, I feel you just can't go wrong with it, you know. Top level brand, you know. Get in there, do it.
Yeah. What's your take on it? There's a couple of guys of a certain vintage. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was pointing out that people of different generations will see this differently. So I'll ask you two fine, upstanding gentlemen, because obviously some of the charges were not proven. I'll ask you two, what's your take on the whole scenario, and what do you think on it? American owners coming in, is it 100% positive? Have you got reservations? Just to their personal views. We'll flick a coin. No, we'll start with Bridgeman. He's the senior service. On you go, Bridge.
Well, I'm delighted and I'm really looking forward to it. My only fear, if you want to call it that, is that we're going to be used as some sort of pawn by a huge conglomerate of companies, you know. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to it and see what they can do, bring in proper leadership. Some of the things that Oldberry said as well, you know, just get proper leadership within the club and on the pitch and on up and Howie. There's a couple of wee places there we need to get things tightened up and get sorted. Any weak spots we've got in the club from the top to put into the pitch, we need to make sure it's all running the right lines and we're all talking to each other. That's what we really need, and I hope it happens because I don't think it's ever been like that. You know, we've had some great times when we had a good club running, but that didn't last too long. So this time we take over. I'm so looking forward to it. It's so exciting for everybody, for all the Rangers fans.
I think the fingerprints is all over this already, Albert, and I think the chairman, the CEO, and obviously the sporting director, I think their influence is there already. I'm sure that they've had input in conversations because we're led to believe this started way back around about October time, yeah?
There'll be no major decisions getting made without them being consulted, put it that way, mate, and them giving it the go-ahead. I'm sure if I was ploughing that kind of money in, and decisions are getting made just days, weeks, months before I take over, I wouldn't be happy, mate. I would not be happy. So, no, they've been at it since October, and they'll be, they'll have the say-so. They'll have the final say-so of these boys coming in. Whether it's going to be a good thing, whether it's going to be a bad thing, you don't know, mate. You just don't know. But for the overall thing, from my point of view, I'm excited but cautious, put it that way, and saying to yourself, well, it has to happen. I like the tradition of Rangers. I like the club the way it is. I like all that carry on. But I don't like it to the extent that we're going to be made mugsy, and we're going to be made mugsy at the moment, mate. Just in the traditions. I'm not saying they're holding us back, but we're not going to get held back because of any traditions and stupidity. It's a modern world, and that's the way football is at the moment. It's just the way it is, mate. It's just a case of you've got to go with the times, and the times are this outside money comes in for TV deals, big sponsors, companies making a few purchases like clubs and things like that, and building up these sort of portfolio clubs and going forward. So it's modern, mate. It's like we're the old team. We remember when it was how much you have in the bank, and that was the richest club. It doesn't seem to work that way anymore, mate. It's all about revenue, commercial streams, all the rest of it. But I'm no stupid enough to say we shouldn't be doing it. We should have to look at something, because we're stagnated, mate. We're not growing. We're not doing anything. We're just sort of going round in the same circle, rinse and repeat. It has to stop, mate. It has to stop. We had to do something. Thank God we're doing something about it. Whether it's the right thing, nobody know. You only know when it's done and dusted, and we're aye. We'll get something. We've got something to judge it on. Know what I mean? We've not got anything. So they're keeping their cards close to their chest. I'll give them that.
I think you've got to be careful what you can say when there's takeovers of businesses, isn't you?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of regulations about it, But look, I think you used the word cautious. I think all your support should be cautious because of what's happened, particularly in the last maybe 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
But however, there should also be a degree of optimism out there, because if this is true that Red Bull's coming in and they're sponsoring the shirt, and these people are coming in and they've got their eggs in a row, there's room for optimism. Now that'll come down to the same thing: how good the centre half is, how good the goalie is, how good the midfielder is, and how good the centre forward is. Because that's football, Albert.
That's what we're interested, to be perfectly honest with you, mate. So I'm interested in it. It's all right. I know modern day football is, I mean, especially the Premier League's a good example. They talk more about money than they do about the football, mate. They just on and on about transfer fees and all the rest of it. I'm talking about the support now. But just that's all they talk about. Oh, he's only 50 million. He's a bargain. You're getting it 50 million. So that's what it is. Me, I'm just into the football. I just want to watch the football. I just want to watch Rangers. I say football. I don't want to watch football. I want to watch Rangers, and just Rangers. I'm not interested in the rest of it, to be perfectly honest with you, mate. But that's the way it is now. It's got to be, and for them coming in, they'll not be daft. They know it's all about the football team. The product on the park is the most important thing. That'll never change, mate. That will never change. People want it to change. People like to talk about money, want it to change or keep your focus away from that. But that is the name of the game, mate. That's what we're all there to watch, is the football. They'll be investing in the football team, put it that way. How that comes about, how much that's going to be, what they're going to be looking for, I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, they've got to realise that the patience of the Rangers supports is no longer there, mate. We need to make progress, and it needs to be significant progress from day one. We can't put up. It's not their fault. They're non-blame about this, mate. We've just had enough.
But recruitment, mate. It's recruitment.
Yep.
I don't know if you heard last night. We talked, and I don't want to repeat it, but I can't even remember the numbers. It was something mental that Lawrence and Matondo, who signed at the same time now, they'll be on chunky wages at our club, and I would say between them, it'd be close to £3 million per annum. So they'll be raised 3 year. Anything between 8 and 10 million, maybe 7 and 10 million. I don't know the details of the boys' contracts, and neither should I. However, I'm speculating, and I think they've started together about 6 times or something. It's frightening me. Frightening.
See, that's a good point, and that's a good point. The mob that are coming in now, remember, these are professional people. This is no what we've been doing, a hit and a miss. No, that this is not going to be like that. It's the way I'm seeing it, the way I'm understanding it, and bits and pieces I've read about it. Is one thing they'll be coming in today, and I think whoever's in the background at Ibrox better watch their feet in the low big ass, because there's going to be serious questions asked as soon as they walk through this door. Because one of the things like that, for example, there with Matondo and Ridvan and Lawrence, if you're going to ask the question that gets built, we just looked at what they've done, is to the fitness and the medical staff. They'll need to answer. They'll need to answer this. Why are they 3 out so long? Why are these 3 not being treated and back as quickly as possible? Why is the treatment span for these 3 players being like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months? It's ridiculous, mate. So they'll need to answer the question, mate. There's got to be a line there that they get measured against, and that's a good starting point. They 3 is a good starting point, but there's more questions to be asked. So I think they're professional. They'll be asking these questions, and the medical team and the fitness brigade need to have an answer for it, because they'll sit and say, that's your job. Your job's just not to treat these people. Your job is to get these people fit and ready to play. That's what they're there for. Value for money, mate. The player and the department. But at the moment, we're not getting that. It just seems to be, look, Lawrence, he's out again, and nobody really knows why he's out. Why is he out? There, Ridvan, he comes on for 15 minutes, he lasts. That's him out for the season. It's madness. Total madness. Matondo, he's coming back for whatever he was. Is that a success? Aye, Hanover. It seems to be. We don't know if it's a success, but I heard somebody saying the day somewhere, it wasn't a success. You're going, well, what good's that to us? I mean, there you get Cherny coming to us, Seamer came to us, Tillman came to us, and they're own successes. They went on to get big money for their clubs. They'll get big money spent on them, know what I mean, to bring them back. We can't afford to bring them back, so they're away, but they go to their club money. They're Dow and Davis down by. They've done well, and we should get transfer fees for them. So they've actually, all things considered, never played well for Rangers, but they end up getting a transfer fee for the club, which I'm really happy about. You say, I'm looking at them in a different light now. They went down there and actually proved a point, which is great for them and their careers, and it's great for the club to get money. Matondo goes away. He's crap with us. He's always injured. He goes out of there and he does nothing. He's coming back, probably injured. I've known him. It's things like that. People are away on loan, need to prove. That's what they're out on loan to do, mate. Prove that they're a player. Either they stay with us or they get sold for money. But this mob will be looking at that.
I'll make a prediction, unless there's a deal to pay him off or move him on or we take some of it. He'll sit for a year. Matondo then try and get a club. But that's just my thoughts on it. But Bridgeman, that was a frightening start last night, wasn't it? Frightening. 3 years ago,
Yeah, all of these things are just, I mean, guys have been saying it for a wee while now, but you're just utterly nonsense, just utter nonsense. When you see it now, you see it in black and white, stats are out there you go, and you think, no, I don't remember that, Oh no, how could it be? But you're right, I mean, if Matondo's coming back, good chance he's injured, or he will be injured, according to him. And the chances are, as you said, Oxtair, he'll just sit there and see the season out. Next season, he'll just sit and see it out. And if he gets a game, he'll get injured, he'll fall down, whatever. But because that's his record to me, that's what he does. And yet, I really like the guy. The first season he was here, I thought, what a breath of fresh air. This boy's really good. And I thought the same about Lawrence. Then, what can I say? I thought Proper did well in the first couple of games he got a chance. My goodness, his next 5 or 6 games he was rotten, and he's never got any better since, So we've got an awful lot of players there that this people that are coming in, they've got a big debt on their neck with these players, and how they clear that, I don't know.
just put that into perspective, Albert. I'm guessing with kids and concessions. Yeah, I know you are far too young for concessions used to. However, that's the equivalent of the money that's took in the Copeland Road stand, going out the door, getting burnt,
Huh?
and season
Just
tickets.
gone.
Yeah,
Just gone. Can't be afford to. You can't maintain that, man. You can't maintain that. I mean, the exercise, to dovetail into what we're talking about, the exercise me and you done regarding the players in their league, just their league turn-ups since they joined the club. I mean, I expect this mob to be coming in and asking that question, that very question, mate, to get some sort of perspective of what's happening with the squad. Forget about the ability at the moment. That's another conversation with the football department. But the actual fitness and availability to play, that's a serious question that needs to be asked, mate. And I'm telling you, they will ask that question. It should have been asked years ago. We kept going on about it. Why are they injured? Why are they out so long? Roof. I mean, that's scandalous. That guy must have walked away with £6 million for Rangers. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he's never on the park. I fully believe that these people will be asking that question, and they'll get the answers, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be saying this has got to change. There's got to be at least a 50% better performance within these departments. How do we do that? Well, I told you before, I think there's a fifth columnist in there. I don't care what everybody says. I don't trust them. People come off the park and you never see them again.
When you actually break it down, it's galling, frightening, and it just doesn't look good. And that all these things hamstring you, no pun intended. Because you've got guys that are only fit, so you can't move them on. They're not performing. They're double whammy. So somebody cough and go on mute, please. So you've got to deal with that. It hamstrings your club because you can't. You've only got X amount to spend, and with people like that, and a few of them like that, it's a double whammy. It stops you bringing in people as well, so it affects your team. And I don't think till you actually dissect the figures, Albert, you really see that.
I mean, it's been holding us back. I mean, put it this way, it's not been benefiting us. But at the end of the day, you're right. It's definitely holding us back. There's no doubt. It's a big effect on your ability to win football games. A big effect. We just pass it off as, he's injured, or the guy's playing's not as good. He's rotten, and we do our usual. Critique the game by game, minute by minute. But what this mob will be doing is what I said regarding the fitness. But the Wilks will be asking, right, okay, how many minutes have they been available? How many minutes should have they been playing if they were fully fit for 100%? Now, that's impossible to get any player fit for all the games 100% all the time. That's impossible. But you still got to ask the question, mate. So you just do the simple maths on it. Right, if we only take it for the hour and a half. We only take it for the minutes of a game, an hour and a half. We'll subtract it or divide it into the money they're getting paid. So what are we paying them per minute, and how many minutes have we actually been on the park to contribute? And you'll find that'll be mind-blowing, mate. That'll be say, for example, we've spent £10 million in wages for these guys over a year period. You find it, or 2 year period, the length they've been here, you find that these guys are barely breaking even for the money they're getting, mate. It'll be shocking. I think it'll be even less than that, mate. I think it'll be something like you're getting 20% out of these players for minutes available at best, and that is not acceptable, mate. So that's 80% of the time they're sitting or getting treated, and they're not playing and they're not contributing on the park. And it can't happen that way, mate. It just simply can't happen that way. But it's happening. It's doing it, and we can't sustain it, and that's been proved. Wage bill out of control, injuries out of control. Non-winning of trophies out of control. All it needs to be brought by in. What is in control? The fans turn up, mate. The fans buy the merchandise, the season tickets. It's the same thing over and over again.
Listen, just an update. Casemiro was back playing. He scored a goal, and it's one each in the Glasgow Cup.
Excellent.
At the moment,
I quite liked him.
Aye, well, he showed promise, mate. We never seen that much of him, but he showed promise. And was it Malmo away? He played at left back and he was outstanding.
Yeah.
Was it Malmo
That's
away?
right, aye.
That was it,
Something
yeah.
like that, mate.
You know,
Aye.
Had something about him, I think.
I don't know what the deal is. I've never been in the detail, but I would wish him all the best. You know, because obviously, you know, we'll say about we've just talked about that the people, but we also recognise, albeit we're not that naive to don't recognise that people get bad injuries in football, and you're going to be it for X, Y, and Z, didn't you? We know that, we recognise that, but it's a continuous this injury and that injury come back, break down, don't disappear for weeks, months again. You know, it doesn't send out a good picture. But however,
Well, that's it. That brings into the scouting as well. The scouting and the research. I'll call it a department. I don't know if it is a department, but the research department, they get brought into question as well. Because if you're bought a player and he starts getting injured and he's always injured, you start looking at the scouting and you start looking at the research department and say, right, is this all being researched? This is just unfortunate. This is just one of the things. And as you say, it can be an injury. It does take a bit of time to get to recover from that, which is fair enough. That can happen. Well, no, that's saying you can't allow that to happen. That will happen. That's just football. It's just sport in general. But there's a lot of questions need to be asked to certain individuals and certain departments within the club that's never been asked, as far as I know. It's never been asked. It can't be asked, mate, because it keeps going on and on and on. But it will be asked now. And that's what I'm expecting this mob to bring. Professionalism, mate. Professionalism and a better understanding of what's happening and a solution to the whole problem. To say, make this better. If you make that better, you're adding, just by making that better, you're adding 50% of the team, which is some increase in performance of what you're getting now.
Aye. Listen, it's not getting a debate like this, Bridge, that you realise that all these players continuously injured affects what you can do to improve the team.
Well, given the squad that we've got, there's within the laws, given the squad we've got, we can't improve it until such time as we get a transfer window and we've got enough cash to buy and try to sell the ones that are, shall we say, blocking, because that's really what's happening there. You're getting blockers there because the company would be the team or the company for the club could turn in and say, no, you're not getting MD in until you sell. So you get these ways, one out, one in, that kind of thing. So I don't know whether we've got the capability of doing that. I don't think we've got the capability of going on for another season with the players that we've got without adding to them. And I don't know what rules will break if we did buy players. So it needs to be thought through,
There's going to be a big turnover of players, mate, and
I would think
in a
so.
positive
Well,
sense.
at the moment, we've got 33 players, first team players that I see. 30.
Oh, somebody
33
been working on a list.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So, by any chance, if you broke this down into, I'm going to have a guess here, right? Because you have done the goalies as a subsection, and you have done it in defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Am I right?
You might be right. Aye.
I know you too well, huh?
Aye, well, and it doesn't make good.
And how many is in each department? Just raw numbers before we start.
Oh, right. You've got 3 goalkeepers I've got, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 midfielders. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 defenders. And the rest is
Where are they?
3, 4, 6.
Allegedly.
Where are the 13 defenders?
Do you want me to read them? Do you want me to read them out?
No. I'm saying, where are they? Because our squad, there are no 13 defenders in our squad or anywhere near it. We're stuck for centre halves and so on and so forth,
There's 13 defenders in your squad, mate. Trust me, there's 13 defenders.
We've got to change the words, Albert. The cry was no defenders, you know what I mean? Anyway, how many attackers?
Yeah.
6.
That's right, okay. Are we going to listen, Bridge? Are we going to hear this list with you?
Go for it.
He's had
I'll
his
give you
eyes.
defenders, right, and I'll let
Right.
the troops raise the week day the rest of them. But they're the defenders. Bridgely, you're listening. You've got Tav, Ridvan, Proper, Suter, and Salah, Sterling, Yefty, Casemiro, Balogun, Fernandez, King, Davis, and Frasers. That's your 13 defenders, mate.
My God. I mean, what?
You didn't think it was that many, did you?
Well, I can't get my mind around that. 13 defenders, and we go out there and we watch our team at the weekend, and they're playing there, and they've got 4 defenders, and that's it. We've only got 4 defenders available. You know what I mean? And we can't. When something goes wrong with a defender, we have to pull some forward and go. You go to left back. What is it? I mean, and then we have to switch everybody about. I mean, it's crazy. Sorry, I'm no meaning and by other than it's just mental. We can't go like that. We just can't.
13 defenders. I imagine that'll be a right number you'd want in the squad. So Ben Davis is in loan at Birmingham. Is that? Yeah.
There's only 2 in loan, Davis and Fraser.
Davis and Fraser. So that leaves us 11, if you like, active. Yeah.
Aye. I don't think King's in loan. I think King's still there, isn't he?
Did he go? Leon?
There was talk of him going, but I don't think he did. I don't know. I might be wrong with that.
I'll check it out, mate. Right, so Casemiro's had a long-term injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sterling's new.
Do you want me to give you another free start, by the way, before you start?
Oh,
I'll tell you something else.
Right.
Out the 33 players, every single one of them's been injured at some time this season.
This season?
This season alone.
Oh, my God.
I think I read somewhere that Jeffy was my best attender.
Aye.
You wonder where the money goes. Right, give us it. What else? What other info have you got in that subsection of defenders, yeah?
2 of them on loan, Casemiro and Fernandez. 2 of them, two are out on loan, Davis and Frasers. So all the rest are available. So I've not went through the actual appearance times at the amount of games I've actually. And I'd just take it if I was going to do it just on the league, no on cups or anything, just on the league, because it's a league we want. So we need to find out who's available to win the league. So I've not done that yet. I was going to go through each one and say, right, you're going to keep this guy. You're going to get, is this guy getting a pass or is this guy got to leave one way or another? And I think I've got my own opinion. But I don't want to just say it's all about me. I want to hear everybody's opinion on it and say who you want to keep them, you want to get them rid of them, and you want to give them a pass.
The motive in me and what we've watched, mate, I don't think there's anybody you would be disappointed if they left the club if the deal was right at this moment in time. It doesn't mean that if somebody comes in that somebody can't kick on and turn their career around. It has happened before, mate. But at this point in time,
there's 3. There's 2 or 3, I would say. No, they don't. They get a pass. Now, when you say keep them, would you say they get a pass at the moment?
Right, who's that then? Give us it.
Rice, Curtis, and Igaman.
You're away for the forwards, mate. Come on, one.
I know. Right. Okay, my section of defenders. No, there's none of them I keep. Apart from maybe I give a pass on Casemiro if we've got an option to buy the boy. But he needs to prove that he's got his stay fit, hasn't he? So apart from that, and Salah, I give a pass on Salah as well, and say, right, okay, he's going to get a chance. We've got to give him a chance. But the rest of them, nah, I don't think so, mate. I liked Jeffy at one point, but no, it's getting put in front of me now. That's bad, mate. That is pretty poor.
He showed promise at first with his pace and his power, mate, and it seems to have gone, mate. Bridgeman, that's your favourite area of the pitch, defence. Is there anybody there that you would think?
On form, and I'm not being funny when I say this, on form, you could take them all and bin them, really. Their form is terrible. I've been a big fan of Yeftis, to be quite honest. And I was even for a wee while starting to be quite happy with Big Suter, but sorry, it's fell away again, you know. And well, you know how I feel about Tav. I'm sorry to say, he's running out of legs, in my opinion. But he can still play football. He might be a guy that you could just push up, you know, get a real fullback in and push Tav up a wee bit and give him a bit of room, and he still gallops a wee bit. But can't defend. I'm sorry, he's not got the legs to defend anymore.
I think if Tav's, just my opinion, other people might see it, and I'll say this before we get the phone lines opened up, but if you're not playing Tav there and you try to shuffle his, it's not going to work, you know. No. Sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He's played there that long, and I don't think it would work. It's just time. The time's up, and I think we'll miss James Tavernier when he leaves. Well, maybe not miss him in his form in the last couple of seasons, but I think he's been a decent purchase for us, and maybe we just got it wrong when we extended his contract. Right, we better get these phone lines opened, Albert, before we move on to Mary, your list. Yeah, I thought the sun was shining.
The sun always shines in my house.
Let's hear from you.
I've got a wee ray of sunshine.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, we know you're in wee ray of sunshine. Yes. We know. Yes. Right, okay, so yeah,
King is big Alex takes me. Big King is out on loan, Queen's Park.
Who's leaving the defenders? I mean, I think King's contract's up this summer. Leon's, I think so. Balogun's contract's up this summer.
Well, let's be realistic here, right? Let's think it this way, right? We've got to be realistic. They're not going to get rid of them all. The squad's 33. You'll be lucky if you get 8 out the door. Lucky if you get 8 out the door.
Whose contracts are up, man? Whose contracts are up? King, Balogun?
Right, so Hadji and Lawrence, their 2 contracts are up, right? So they'll not be renewed. I wouldn't imagine anyway. But if you look at the defenders, whose contracts up with defenders? Balogun is contracts up. Fernandez is on loan. I don't think we'll be keeping him. So there's 2 right away. Proper, no, he's Redvant, no, still Tav's, no, still got time left. Sterling, Jeff, they've got time left. King, Davis, and Fraser. Davis is on loan, so he might be getting sold. So at least Fraser, he's out on loan. I think that boy might get sold to Livingston or another maybe, but that's about it. But I think if you think it this way, out of the whole 33, realistically, you're only probably going to get 8 in. So if you're going to get 8 in, you'll need to get 8 out. And we need to be realistic who we're going to get rid of, who is going to go. So I think you'll just get 8 and no more.
No, it'll be more than 8 players moving.
Natural wastage. Was that?
Yeah, you've got. I mean, you've got Balogun, potentially Casemiro, depending what his deal is. Fernandez gone, yeah. That's just in the defenders, right? Ben Davis, if he signs, I think Leon King. I've just remembered the AK's right. He is on loan at Queen's Park. I don't think they've won a game since he went. So there's about 5 defenders. Midfield, well, it depends what you call Lawrence and Hadji, etc. Where do they play? They 2, their contracts are up. There's 7. What happens with Dowell? That's 8. And then you've got the other ones that people are going to move on. The problem is a lot of people might not be with us next year. They might be on loan with part of their deals being paid. Albert, I get that, but there's a lot of them should never see a blue jersey again, mate.
Oh, exactly, mate. I'm not saying that it's only 8 should go. I'm just saying that realistically, there's probably only 8 we can get going. So if we get 8 out, we're doing well, mate. If we get any more than 8, well, we're doing excellent, because I'm like you, mate. Out of the 33, probably about 20 of them could go right away without even thinking about it. But you've got to bring people in, mate. This is the problem. You've got to bring people in to make a squad. And so you've got to start somewhere. So as we said, and we keep on saying, start at the back. You've got to build a defence, mate. We'll go to build the defence. We can't go with these clowns. You just cannot go with them anymore. Butland Kelly, the boy won pass. He's getting a pass, but Butland Kelly, no. Tav, Ridvan, proper. Suter, Salah, pass for Salah. Sterling, no. Jeffy, no. Casaviro, we don't know if he's going to be fit. Balogun, no. Fernandez, no, he'll get sent back. King Davis and Fraser, no. Definitely no. One will be sold, the other two will be sold, probably. Maybe even the three of them. So we're in trouble, mate. We need to build a defence. You'll not win anything if you'll not get a defence. We all know that. So we've not got a choice in this. If we're going to get a set amount of money, which we will only have on a set money, it's going to be spent on the defence. I know that's no sexy, and it's no, oh, we want midfielders and we want wingers and we want forwards. Of course we do. Of course we do. But you can't. There's no point if we can't keep stop people scoring against us, mate. It's got to be sorted.
Give you wingers.
Red Bull. Give you wingers, what are you on about now?
Oh, too subtle for you.
Too subtle, mate.
Red Bull gives you wingers. That's a slogan, isn't it? Red Bull gives you wings.
I don't know. I don't listen to advertising.
Totally wasted. Totally wasted.
Totally wasted in me, mate. I don't know if Bridge got it.
Fox got it. He said, haha. I don't know if that's sarcastic, haha, or a haha. I don't know.
Probably just a haha.
It's not a joke if you've got to explain it. Remember that. It's not a joke if you've got to explain it.
Aye, I know that. You've got to remember the audience, but.
Oh, that's true. I know. Intellectuals, me and Big Bridge.
I know that. You guys are definitely on a different intellectual plane for me. I accept that.
Don't be hard on yourself. We like you anyway.
I know. I did say at the start of the show, the only two guys in Rangers Radio that passed their quality. I did bum you up.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Albert.
Well, I didn't actually pass it.
All right, Albert, you've got a certificate.
I've got a certificate.
Can I ask you a question? On this, when this group come in to take over us, so when they do, would you think there's any chance that they would come in and say to, let's say, maybe 12 out of those 33 players who have hardly kicked a ball for us, yeah, that you in the squad, would they say to them, would there be any chance they would say to them, you can leave this club anytime, away you go, and you can go and garden leave. You'll still get your money. Don't come back to the club.
The problem I think that back in the day, you'd maybe say, give him a free transfer. But let's just say Rabbi Matondo, right? And for the maths say his contract says £1 million a season. His agent will go in and say, of course he'll leave. Well, maybe accept 3/4 of his contract. Yeah? Would that be fair, Albert? Yeah. So you multiply that through, Bridge, and you could be just wasting 20 million quid. But if you're desperate to get them out, again.
Well, that's what I was meaning. Sorry, that's what I was meaning. Could this
be popular now? They'll let somebody go on loan and they'll pay their wages because the players not going to go anywhere to that lucrative contract's finished.
But do you think that consortium that's coming in, would they have A, the funds, and B, the bottle?
Bridge, but it's,
no, if they've got the funds, then it wouldn't matter how much money it was. Just get them off, finalise a contract and get them out. They might come up with something like that. I don't know. I'm just asking because just on the figures, sorry to blame you for this, Albert, but the figures that he's come up with, Albert's come up with, and the stats behind it all, and so on and so forth, it's absolutely horrendous. You wonder how Rangers could have how could Rangers last this part of up to this part of the season?
Bad recruitment for a number of years, mate, in the hamstring. Albert, give us the midfielders.
Midfielders are Barn, Diamande, Bergame, Cherny, Hadji, Raskin, McCausland, Rice, Curtis, Cifuentes and Dow.
Cifuentes, forgot about him. He'll be coming back, mate.
Yeah. Well, they say they want him, but they're haggling out. Again, paper talk. We don't know for a fact, but if it's true, what they're saying is they're haggling out the price. They're wanting him for 2. We're wanting something like 3 or 4. Again, it's this mob will sort that out. I mean, see, like these awkward deals and these we're trying to rip the P out us. This mob will sort that out. There's not going to be any of that anymore. You may have to go through a round it to get rid of this squad, but that'll be the end of it. That will be the end of it. I'm quite sure of that. I'm very sure of that.
There's guys in there. When you mentioned Cervantes, he's no man mind. You know, no. He's long out the window. Though I've read about mixed reviews. Well, good reviews, and then he get absolutely slaughtered after their cup final defeat, Birmingham. Though slaughtered from what I read in the Birmingham, some of their stuff, mate. So, but it looks as if they would want to take him. So that would be you shake hands and you move on. You know, and that's another body at the door. And then Cervantes, Rice, you've got to say that he's still finding his way. And did you say Curtis was in the midfield? Is that what you're playing him?
Yeah.
Nah, he's getting a pass as well, isn't he? You know.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. When we're trying to be fair, but you know, I know we're all down in the dumps and we're all fed up and all that, and we've got every reason to be like that, but you've got to cut some of them a bit of slack. Whether you like them, whether you don't, whether you think they're going to make it, whether you don't. But there's certain players know how to crack the whip for various reasons. The managers need to explain that to us because we really don't know. We're scratching our heads looking at what we're watching and then saying, right, these guys are no better than this. We're in deep trouble. The guys are no better than what we're watching. And if that's the case, then well, what are they doing at Ibrox? What are they actually doing at Ibrox? It's nuts, mate. But there you go. It's one of the things that. But this squad needs to be broke up. I think we're all agreed on that. The degree in which you break it up, or you just wipe it out. I think a lot of fans would just want to wipe it out completely and start again. But it's the real world we're living in.
What's your forward players, mate?
Lawrence, Sigaman, Danilo, Montondo, Cortez, and Dessers. Curtis again. I was going to. He's playing twice. It's Cortez and Dessers.
Well, Danilo and Cortez, you know, have been injured a lot. Even Igerman at the start of the season was injured. Did you say McCausland?
No, McCausland's one of the midfielders.
Yeah, all right. So we're really short, and you've got Lawrence there as well. So he's going to go, mate. There's absolutely no width in the squad because Tierney will be away, won't he?
Well, if you look at the forwards, right, Lawrence, Igerman, Danilo, Mutondo, and Cortez have all been injured. Right, and then you get Dessers. He has been injured, but he's played more than the rest. Probably played more than the rest of them put together. That's a fact, mate. That's a fact. But as I say, 33 of them have all been injured, every one of them, sometime this season. And they'll look at that and the way forward going, look, come on. We need to tidy this up. Now, there might be a wee niggly injury for everybody, a wee kick in the ankle, a wee strain, something like that, maybe a bit of concussion or whatever. That's fair enough. That's fine. No bother about that. But if you start digging into these, how long they've all been out individually, it's horrendous, mate. It's absolutely horrendous. You can look at some will throw that stat right out the window, like Lawrence and things like that. I mean, Mutondo, they're and Cortez, their injuries are really long. You're sitting saying, well, that can't happen. That's got to be addressed right away. But then you add it all up together collectively, it's frightening, mate. It really is frightening.
As I said, mate, it stops you bringing in other players that you want because you've not got the wages and you've not got the budget because it's just disappearing. You're not getting any value for your buck. You know, I mean, when you name the names and you think about it, Bridge, at times we've done better than we should have done because there has been the odd ray of sunshine within this storm, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. With this, there's a huge mystery about the Rangers squad. Huge mystery, and all bears information tonight. It's making a bigger mystery. But yeah, you're right. There's absolutely no reason that I can think of that you watch them and they play absolutely at their skin in Europe, and against that mob across the city, they play out their skin there, and they come up against a team like St Mirren or Motherwell, whatever, and they just can't do it. Or I don't know what it is. Are they fell asleep? Are they sick? Are they fear? Maybe they're scared. I don't know. But certainly they're not showing what they would show against a bigger club, as I say, European or across the city. And it's amazing because every single team that hates us, to all intents and purposes, will outplay us and outscore us and be out-coached for us. They just, our coaching staff can't do it. Sorry.
Which brings me into just right, lovely to what this 49ers will bring us. The other thing they'll clear up is just what you've been saying, Bridge. Small team attitude, and that's what we've got, a small team attitude, mate. We're down to that mob across there in Europe with all the clubs in Scotland are down to us. Small team, we can pick it up for the big team. Oh, we've got a big game. But yes, like Aberdeen, they play 4 times a year. We slag them for it. And yet we're doing the exact same thing, mate. We slag all the teams. They always play well against Rangers. We're doing it. They were doing the exact same thing, mate, against that mob and against Europe. And people are trying to say, "Oh, can't I understand why we can do it? Because we've got a small team attitude." That's the way we're operating at the moment. And this mob will come in and blow that out the window. That has to go. We keep saying, bring the Rangers back the way we knew it. We've lost what we were. What's happening here? We've not got the same fight, determination. That's what it is, mate. We've got a small team attitude because we keep bringing small-minded players in. Players that have not been considered good enough or stars of the team they came for. They're just bit part players of teams that they came for.
Somebody's banging about there, so this is words I never thought I'd say in Rangers Radio. Stop banging live on the show. Right, carry on, Walter.
So these players have come in for the other teams. No stars of the teams they came in for. No, nothing really expected of them. Raskin's a wee bit different because he was always showed potential in Belgium, and the word was that the whole Belgian national team were looking at him all the time, saying he's got a big future. So apart from that, the rest of them are all just bit part players, mate. And we brought them to Rangers, put them in the Rangers jersey, gave them this stadium to play in. We have fantastic support, and great facilities, and the wages, and they've just fell flat in their face because they're small time players, mate. The small team attitude has come with them, mate. They've no stepped out of that and stepped into the light and went, I've got a chance to prove to the world football what kind of player I really am. Well, they've proved it. They're not up for it, mate. It's just, as you say, you can't put the fight. It's not a dog in a fight. It's a fight in the dog.
It's
one of your sins, mate.
I mean, it's like United Nations when you look at that, innit? The amount of people in the countries, and there's very few in every department. There's very few, if you like, British players, is there? Never mind Scottish players.
I mean, a good thing is that the British play Scottish, but the Scottish one in particular, I've nothing against good Scottish players, nothing whatsoever. The trouble is there isn't enough good Scottish players and playing in Scotland or anywhere else for that matter. And the national team proves that point. So we get labelled with snobbery and all this nonsense that we don't pick Scottish players because they're Scottish players. We don't pick Scottish players because they're not good enough to play for Rangers. It's as simple as that, mate. And you can't deny the fact. I know that some of them are doing maybe a bit better than the players will go at the moment, but that doesn't make them good players. It's like Butland's a bad goalkeeper, my opinion. So if Kelly has a bad save or a bad game, it doesn't make Butland now a good goalkeeper. The two of them are just bad goalkeepers. I've heard it before with Dessers. But look at Iggerman, he's no doing this and he's no doing that. It doesn't make, because Iggerman's no doing something, it doesn't make Dessers a better player. You know what I mean? So you got to look at the boys in Scotland, because they're slightly better than what we've got, still doesn't make them good players, mate. We are looking for better. And if the Scottish boy is a good player, sign him. No problem, sign him at all. But we paid £600,000 for Barron. Barron's not a £600,000 player, mate. Tell you that right now for nothing. We get robbed with that one, and they get £600,000 out of that. Absolutely.
That's a development fee, but that's a development fee. I've complained about that bitterly. That boy came as an end of season contract thing, And here, what do we get? We're going to have to do the same with the two that are coming for Dundee. Going to cost us maybe a couple of £1 million to get them in. That's not a transfer. We don't want to pay that for. Oh, I'm away again. Sorry, I'm shutting up.
No, and I believe the two boys for Dundee they're similar in stature to Connor Barron. You know, I don't understand it, mate. Some of our recruitment decisions. Well, when Connor came in, arguably the first 2 months of the season, we was our player of the season, and then that pass against, was it Leon?
Leon,
just seemed to take the peep out of his gas, and he's never get back to anywhere near like the form or the commitment.
Yeah, the guy. The guy, the boy come in, his attitude is second to none. You can't argue with his attitude.
No,
he applies himself. He tries like, you know what. So you can't argue with that. We can't argue with that. It's just his ability. His ability is lacking. He can run about the park. He can win tackles, and he's just got to give the ball immediately a football player. He cannot dwell on the ball. He can't see a pass. He can't make a pass. He's done some nice passing, but it's very far and few between. And he's no one of the guys to carry the game, be the difference in tight, big games, tight games. He's no a difference maker, mate. And that's just the way it is. It's the fault. It's his big fault. But attitude, great. £600,000 player, no. For him to be a £600,000 player, when we're bringing new players in at that price, we're expecting them to sell them on for at least 5 times the value they bought them in for. So we're talking about him, see what, a £2.5–3 million player? Is he ever going to be a £2.5–3 million player? I don't know. Don't think so.
No, but we're seeing it at the moment, mate. No, but we're seeing it at the moment.
This is what I'm expecting them to. No, but this is what I'm expecting them to tidy up all this sort of stuff. And there's going to be hits and there's going to be misses. Of course there is. You can't get everything right. But we seem to be a lot of misses, mate. That's our problem as well. That's another problem. A lot of misses. Our misses outweigh our hits by a distance, mate. By a right distance.
Aye. I don't disagree with that. You know, that some of the recruitment has been strange at times. You know, and we brought players in that A, on them maybe suited for what we need. B, on the you could have. We'll take proper Bridge, your position. We brought him in. We thought experienced centre half makes sense. We've lost Golston. Well, if I'm being honest, I know he's played majority of the time in a different centre half. I think Golston's a far better centre half than Proper.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, and sadly for us, it's proved out that way as well. You know that Proper is actually he's given us nothing. I've had maybe 1 or 2 games where he's played not too bad, but other than that, he's in among the Scottish football. He doesn't appear to pick it up at all, and he wee nicks because he's late for the ball. You know, sometimes he just lunges and he's get caught. You know, and he's got a couple of wee niggling injuries. But seriously, as a player, it's been a fantastic player. I think it was in the Belgian league he was playing, or a Dutch league, whatever it was, and he was captain of the team. You know, and he's had good runs in Europe when he was over there. But he's not showed any of that quality at all since he came to Rangers. None at all. Now that might be down to the way we're playing, and put him in that position. I don't know. But if he's been a centre half or one of a pair of centre halves, and he's playing in the top European tournaments, and he's shone in it. He's no shining now. He's no shining at all.
No,
Golston priced himself at the door, mate. Let's be honest about it. Golston would still been there if he didn't sign that new contract at the money it was on. That's what happened to Golston. Mm-hmm. And then we had to cut back the wages, so he had to go.
I get that, mate. I get that. But what I'm saying is, well, I know we had to bring somebody in and Proper was our first choice. We've talked about it a lot, Albert. But who's scouted him and watched and said, okay, there's a centre half, let's watch him. What's he like in the air? Oh, he ain't great. Yeah, I think it would take you, 20 minutes to work that out? Yeah.
Panic buy, mate. It's a panic buy.
And then you've got, is he quick in the run then? Oh, he's not the most mobile. I will sign him. Yeah, I get your point, mate. I get your point. Panic buy, you know.
There was a
Anyway,
panic buy. It's trying to appease the supporters because we're all greeting and moaning because we never signed them. So the next time I just get them in. Sorry, mate. June time.
listen, we've reached that time of the evening where we're going to have a tune.
It's a place of great fame. It lies to the northland, and Ulster's its name. It has only 6 counties, but oh, what renown! And its emblem is a red hand, topped by the Queen's crown. Now the Germans came over in the year 41, and they tried to destroy us by bomb and by gun. But our history will tell them of others who tried. Our sons defended Ulster. They fought and they died. If a babe we should speak to in his own rebel town, he will speak of our friendship. What can we be one? Just to point to the red hand, topped by the Queen's crown. Say we're side by side to Scotland, and they won't let us down. Like brothers and sisters, that is all toast is one. That is ring to our Ulster, its heroes and sons. And while we are toasting to names we must join, that of William, Prince of Orange, and the banks of the Boyne.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, but that's when, going back to the recruitment, mate, that's when you're going to have to the cojones to walk away, mate, and we're paid a heavy price for it, mate. Panic buys, no getting it right, last minutes. Yeah, everything rang, went, yeah, and then you're stuck. Now, Robin Proper's got 2 years of his contract to go. People seem to think they'll be interested to bring him back. Holland, maybe they're right, and maybe it's a good fit for both. Maybe he's maybe just not settled here, and we've not seen the best of him. So stranger things have happened in football. But at the moment, he doesn't look like an asset, and who's going to buy him in his performances? Everybody, what I would see. But however, it would be a good fit, I think, if we could get him off the books. Albeit then Bridge can come in.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. See, Proper's one of the players like Davis and Dow. If you take them as a good example for Proper, Davis and Dow are playing at a level that suits them. They're playing in English First Division, not the Championship, the First Division. That's their standard. That's their level, mate, and that's why they're shining. Proper's one of the guys. He needs to find his level. At Rangers, it's just too physical for him, mate. It's just way too physical for him. So he needs to get back to the Dutch league or a league that's not as physical as our league. And there's plenty of them, by the way, because nobody really wants to play football the way we play football. But that's his problem. That's his problem. Mate. He's just it's too rough and tumble for him. I think he's not a bad centre half football wise. He has got moments. He's got bomb scares. There's no doubt about that. But he's definitely needs to find his level, the way Davis and the way Dowell have done. And is he going to go? No, here's the problem that you keep telling us, and it's true. It's not saying it's not true. Is them going to pay the wages that the Rangers are paying him? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't know how much he's on right enough. He might be on just a normal sort of bog standard salary. He might be. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if he's on one of the contracts that we dish out to everybody else, it could be you'll never get rid of him until his contract expires. I don't know. But he shouldn't be at Ibrox. That's a clear fact, mate.
Bridgeman. Oh, I get your point, Albert. Listen, it's not a personal thing with Robin proper, you know what I mean? You know, but we're only talking and can critique the performances we've seen. And I get somebody's seen him, he's got that long range pass in him, Albert, left to right. You think, okay, yeah, that works. But then when you've looked at him, you go, right, what's he like? Can he move? Is he quick? Is he above average speed wise? What's he like turning? And we've not seen him do any of that to a good degree. What's he like in the air? Well, he's not the best. Yeah.
He can read a game. I give him that. He can read a game, but when he gets to where he's supposed to be, he can't carry it out. He's not strong enough in the tackle, and he's pretty weak in the air. The two things you need to be good at as a centre half: good in the tackle, strong in the air, and quick. If you're quick, that's a bonus. That's a real big bonus. They usually go for big money and play in really big teams in big leagues. If you're quick, strong, and good in the tackle, you know what I mean, and read the game, that's the assets. There's a good centre half. He's reads the game, and that's about it for him. He's no good in the tackle, mate. He's no strong, and he's definitely no quick. So he needs to go, mate. He needs to. And you're right. We're not getting at these players. I know, no picking. Nothing personal against the guy or any of these players.
No,
they're just not good enough for Rangers, mate. They're just not good enough.
All right. I think we've been joined by James. Evening, James.
Good evening. How are you?
All the better for hearing your dulcet tones, mate.
Good. Well, let me tell you about a wee bit about the game I went to on Saturday, if you've got a few minutes. I went to the Nashville-Chicago Fire game. My boss gives us tickets for the game. You get a really great meal, and then you can watch the game. It's really luxurious. They always play the national anthem of America, any game, even when I'm refereeing little kids, they play the anthem sometimes. And the food's great. They have fireworks at the start. Fireworks you see going off. The teams walk out together. The atmosphere is really good. And just to let you know, Nashville won 7-2 against Chicago Fire, and it was one of the biggest results. And Surridge, who used to play with Nottingham Forest, scored 4 goals, 2 penalties. And it was really an exciting game. But one of the things I noticed, like, there's a lot of good talent in America because some of the guys are athletic. I think it's called Jack Mayer, centre back. He's a left-sided centre back, 25 years of age, and he's a good player. He can pass. He's quite fast. He'd be worth a punt for Rangers. Plus, on the other side, the best player they had was a guy called Glasgow. I think he's Ugandan or Kenyan or something. He was their best player, the right back. And so there's a lot of talent here that Rangers, with getting taken over, can buy into. Just like Celtic's got a good defender, the guy there. But I'm just saying, but one of the things that happened was Chicago Fire were getting beat 7-1, and they brought 15 minutes before the end a 16-year-old boy who played right centre back, and he was brilliant. He actually tried to join the attack, and then he ran back to his position, and he was really good. And I'm just saying, the talent that I've got over here, they look like football players. So what do you think about that? The way that the Americans present the soccer, the football, and the way they're good at doing things.
Oh, I like American sport, and I think Albert's the same. Albert?
Oh, they always present a good product, mate. There's no doubt about that. The trouble you go at, James, is over here, we've got idiots that run the game. We're not allowed fireworks, so we can't have fireworks. We're not allowed drink either, or smoking, or singing, or laughing, or shouting. We're not allowed any of that. So, apart from that, we can have a good time.
Nice joke, that one. Nice joke.
Yeah, but listen, if you're talking about it is a market, emerging market, because obviously the amount of people that are playing the game in America is a lot more than playing it in Scotland. If you just do the arithmetic, James, what's your take on the takeover and the people that are coming into the club? I know you're nowhere near San Francisco, you know what I mean? I know you're a different, you're a long way, but has it made any noise out there? Is it something that's small in the media? Because remember, football's still small in the media there.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but what I can say is they're no mugs. It's all bare. They know what they're doing. They'll not stand for any nonsense like the SFA or things. They'll stick up for the club. And I think it's worth taking a chance, and they'll do well. I think they'll have the money. They know what they're doing. I don't know too much about them, but I think it's a good opportunity, and we'll soon find out. It's pretty slow. I don't hear much of the news here, but they're taking over a lot of clubs all over England and all over the world. Americans are buying into the football.
Yeah, the big hatters were at Ibrox today, James. Yeah, know that, the big hat Ibrox today. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it could be a good thing. We need something because we're not going anywhere the way it is. We might as well take a chance. Because it's not going to, if we carry on the way it is, we're going to not do anything. But the way they organise the sport here, even the MLS is a better league. They pass the ball. It's much more enjoyable. It's not a big boot up the field and all that. We could learn a lot even from that league.
The parks are all big, decent sized parks. There'll be room to play football. They'll not have, the pitches are all right. There'll be a lot of AstroTurf, but they've had that for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, but all the main teams have all got grass fields. And Tennessee's doing the grass. Tennessee, I think it's one of the complexes or one of the universities doing the grass for the World Cup here coming up. Tennessee's, they're doing the grass, so they know what they're doing. They do fields and all that. Some of the fields here, by the way, I referee and are immaculate, absolutely immaculate. The grass is fantastic.
I remember going there as a kid, mate. I had relations in the state, and at the time we were playing football in Red Ash, and we got to their facilities, and they had obviously their sports, and they had small soccers, as they called it, pitches, and the difference, and they had stands, and the facilities were just. We were still playing in Red Ash with bent goals, all better than you'd played on Black Ash, yeah.
Aye. Oh, aye. Money a sore one I've taken Black Ash.
Aye, exactly.
Playing the Black Ash, all right, I'll tell you. Oh my, stingy.
But one of the things we've got over there, James, is competition. The Americans like competition, mate. They don't like a one-sided thing. They like a bit of competition where you fight for trophies and you fight for things. They like that. Yeah. We don't. In Scotland, they don't like that. This is the thing. It's killing Scottish football, killing the interest where there is no competition. Mate. There's one team wins everything, and they don't care what way they do it. And the upper echelons of football don't back and let it happen, mate. It's just no competition, and there hasn't been any competition in Scotland for well over a decade. Mate. But the Americans will not tolerate that. They don't like that. You've got to have competition. That's what generates the interest. Everybody seems to forget this. If you're just going turning up and one team wins all the time, you soon lose the crowd, the support, everything just loses interest. Everybody's fed up. Look at the running of this season, the end of this season. Everybody's just totally peed off. Just utterly bored of it. And it shouldn't be. This should be the exciting times of the season. This is where the prizes get dished out. You fight for it. You get to this point, and this is where the prizes get dished out. No, it's well, no. I mean, there's still a cup to play, and we all know who's going to win it. Aberdeen don't even need to turn up. We know who's going to win it. It's ridiculous, mate.
But what amazed me, Bear, can I just come in there for a second? Like the 16-year-old boy comes on 15 minutes to go, and he looks really good. Mm-hmm. He looks better than any of the players that we've ever had. This guy's athletic. He knows what he's doing, defending, and he looked promising, really good. He's big, strong.
We had a midfielder on the bench at 16 at the weekend, James. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. I know.
And to use Albert's, it was a dead rudder. We brought on Barjami and Connor Barron.
Yeah.
And we could have brought the boy on and gave him his debut at 16 years of age. It's also a mentality thing, mate. I don't know why. Obviously people say that, but other people, but they're the exceptions. Derek Johnson, they're the exceptions. You see me wait forever now before we put boys in and we give them a run. I mean, look at Derek Parlin. He was 18, semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup final. I don't think that would happen, particularly our club at the moment. I don't think so, if I'm being honest, Bridgeman.
Well, you mentioned there 16-year-olds coming on. I was disappointed that we didn't put the boy on, even for 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game. We brought on, I don't see why they bring on Barjami. He must have some sort of deal that says he must play every week somewhere. No, Barjami for me isn't the answer. You're playing against St Mirren. They're kicking everything above grass level to get the win. They're trying to kill us to get the win. And you bring on, no, not for me. You brought the young boy on and just let him do it. Whatever position he plays in, if he plays out in the right, then great, put him out in the right. Let's see what he does, because he would certainly get competition off the St Mirren players, and that was for sure. I'm just sad, because a great opportunity for the manager to do that, just to see where the boys got, and a good thrill for the boy to get playing. And sadly, it didn't happen for him, and we ended up no winning anyway. So it's just sad. The whole thing about it the other day, just sad.
But what I was going to say is the US national team manager and his assistant were against each other, and the US team manager was Chicago Fire, and the other guy's assistant with Nashville. And even getting beat 7-1, he brings him on. Do you know what I mean? He wants to develop the US team manager with Barry Ferguson. There's no chance of the job. Come on, bring the guy on. I don't know.
Do they call all our teams after TV shows? Nashville, Chicago Fire.
I don't know. They call it everything. They call it.
Listen, mate. We could learn a lot. We could learn about the way they treat the customers as well, mate.
Oh,
we're in Scotland. People aren't treated like customers, mate. Albert, it's a constant, isn't it?
I mean, we're not thought at all. Let's be honest about it. We're an afterthought. We're just the annoyance of the upper echelons who can get their £400,000 a year salaries. So we're the idiots. We are just the idiots. We put up with it, but we put up with it. We've never once actually got together with all the other supporters clubs and brought together some sort of group that's put pressure on these people that run the club. We just never did.
When you hear this, Albert, and James, and this will maybe show you where we are. And this is a statement for the SPL today, actually. The SPL's competitions and working group met on the 29th of April to discuss the possibility of league construction. It was agreed that there was no reasonable prospect of achieving consensus around a new format to the William Hill Premiership. There was, however, broad agreement around potential changes to the William Hill Championship, League 1 and League 2. So these 6 guys that go and watch that might see something different, but the tens of thousands who don't like the 4 times a season, don't like the split, don't get any thoughts, or it's madness. Yeah, there you go, Albert. Were you aware of that?
No.
Oh, there you go. That was the day, mate.
Am I surprised by it? No.
It's
never changing, mate. It's never changing. What we need is a professional board out with the football teams. to run the thing. Out with the football teams. No allegiance to any football team.
And also,
If
I've
we want-
got good news and bad news.
All right, go for it.
All right. Rangers won the Glasgow.
Bad news first.
Well, no. I'll give you good news first. Rangers win the Glasgow Cup in penalties, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Curtis goes off with a knee injury during the game.
Bow.
Yeah, so James, there's your point, mate. There's no foresight, there's no leadership.
No,
there's no-
yeah.
The same old, I said it's only my view, other people might say it different. 4 times a season, it kills the support, the people who go to the games. I think it even kills the TV audiences because it's no fresh, different teams. You're only playing the same teams. You draw one of them in each cup. You can easily play them 6 times, 2 teams 6 times a season. It's mental, mate. And we've been doing it for nearly 50 years, and it ain't worked.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll listen to a thing a day about that guy Gillespie at St Mirren. Why didn't he come to Rangers? It wasn't the interview. The interview was 2 guys for one of the St Mirren pods talking about him. Now he's the CEO of St Mirren. And I've never heard so much dribble in all my life, by the way. He's under the impression that this league is, that there should be room for improvement, but the crowds are up, so it proves that the product is on display at the moment. Basically what he's saying is everybody likes it. What the idiot doesn't seem to realise, the only reason the crowds are up is because the Rangers support. It's nothing to do with the product, it's just the Rangers support fill the gruns. And you're saying that. Go to the take a consensus of the supporters, and you'll soon find out. You'll soon find out, and keep it hidden. Don't let them know what supporters are saying what, and you'll soon find out. Because if you say it's Rangers supporters that want change, you're not getting change. But if the mob across the city decide they want change, well, we changed instantly, mate. And that's the facts. That's the reality of it, mate. There's a status quo being upheld within Scottish football, and there's no way at the moment of breaking that headlock we're in. We're hoping the Yanks do that. Not just the Rangers, the guys that are taking out the Rangers. There's Americans all over the league now, and they won't put up with it. They will not put up with this nonsense much longer. If we're not going to grow the product, they'll be like that. Is that right? Oh, we're rid of you. They'll not walk away. They'll say, okay, they'll change the top of the tree. You have to go.
Yeah, it's sorry. It's Bridgeman, you're a guy, a pint customer. You've a lot of experience in football. Just a simple question, mate. What is your take on the 4 times a season, mate? We've talked about it a lot on here. What do you think when you turn up and you say, "Oh, we're playing Kilmarnock again. We just played them 2 weeks ago in the cup, and then we're playing them again"?
Yeah, I've always said it's terrible what they're doing. Sometimes they come away with statements like it seems to be very exciting, or a very exciting run up to Christmas, that kind of thing, And then you realise, wait a minute, we're going to play the teams like 2 games a week over a 3-week period or something like that. It's just mental. And then you get some weeks you've got nothing. You don't get any games to play after the Christmas and New Year. I don't like the way they're doing it, and I've got no time for them at all. And I've said this many a year now. Rangers, I've given them their due. Rangers have tried. They've put things forward to try and improve the game, and it's been shot down. And you've got a band of shall we say people running Scottish football at a league level and at the SFA level, and they are not going to move for Rangers in any way, shape, or form. They ain't going to do it. No matter how many clubs want to put in a vote to do it, they ain't going to do it. Now, the thing that they've come out with today is, I think it was the last time, I can't remember, did we not beat the Celtic? And within 2 weeks, they came up with this ridiculous idea. Let's change the league format, blah, 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 blah. Now, wait a minute, what's that about, And why now? And then at the end of the season, when Celtic's actually won the league, we'll not bother doing that anymore, so we're not interested. What's happened, done it. Because all they did was upset the other teams. Not Rangers, but the other teams, the other clubs. with doing that. And we all know what it's for. And we're just getting run with some terrible people who don't know anything about football. That's not their first sport, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're getting a lot of money. So I'm not happy with it 4 times a season. I would go for I think we spoke about this about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. We said we would go for something like 18 or 20. I thought 20. That's what I thought. But I thought, well, maybe we went for 18, and I think you corrected me and said, no, you're not going to get that because you're going to end up doing problems and go for the 20. So I would go for the 20, and that's what we should be doing. And we should be improving Scottish football at the lower levels to allow a top league. And every club should be trying to get into the top league to get the money. But they can't come in without. They've got to get rid of these. Mind you, it doesn't matter. They're in anyway with the pitches, aren't they? They might get a layer out on law and get rid of them. The plastic pitches cause a lot of injuries. However, that's what I'm thinking.
Can I say something before I go? I need to go soon.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
Right. Just to let you know, Auburn in Alabama University has 100,000 capacity stadium. Some of these universities are massive.
Yeah, massive.
But the problem with US soccer is the young boy who doesn't have any money. It's difficult because all the teams here want you to pay up to $1,000 or more for travel soccer, like competitive soccer, they call it. So that's difficult. That rules out a lot of boys. And the fields, some of the fields are really awful for kids, by the way. Some of them are great, but some are really bad. And so that's a problem. That's why US soccer's not coming on the way it should do, because if they made it available for everyone, they might win the World Cup, to be honest, because they're athletic, some of the boys. So, and I was refereeing a game last night for an hour. I get $100 for that game, $100 for an hour's work. You know what I mean? And tonight I'm doing it with my son. I get 2 games, 2.5 hours, $160. So it's good money for people that can referee. I'm not the greatest referee, but just to let you know. But thanks very much.
You might get a job in Scotland if you're not the greatest.
Yeah, I'll get me a job. I'll come and referee the game on Sunday and make sure Rangers win. But there I go. Nice to talk to you. Keep up the good work.
Lovely to hear, James. Lovely to hear you, pal.
Hey, James.
Thank you. James. All the best. Cheers.
You want to give us a song before you go, James? No?
No,
the
maybe
Tennessee
another
Waltz,
time.
please. Can you sing the Tennessee Waltz for us?
There you the next time.
Okay, buddy.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers, pal.
Bye.
Bye.
You're the chanter on here, Bridge.
I'm saying I would have joined in with him.
Who sang that? Jim Reeves?
Oh, God, there's a number of people. My granny sang it. That's how I know it. That was her song, you know, for the parties. I was waltzing.
What was
That's a
your
little
party piece,
bit.
Albert?
What's that, pal?
What was your party piece?
Sash, mate.
Brilliant.
Oh, dear.
Brilliant.
Oh, dear. But listen, it's right. But I don't know. For a long time in Scottish football, for the facilities, it's only going to go one way. I mean, you look at Aberdeen, look at the state of their ground at the moment, one of the main players in Scottish football. You know, they've not been able to get a ground. Dundee, they're starting, they've got one, then Tannadice is falling about. You know, and Hibs and Hearts aren't big enough. You know, there's no foresight, no vision that the forefathers had to develop the game, mate. Look at the size of the stadiums when the game grew. As inception, Scotland was a leader. You know, and wanted people to go and watch the game. They don't seem to know, and they don't encourage it, and they don't encourage people to play it. You know, anybody that's involved now want to watch a team can't be involved in a football club because the kick-off times are so random and so different times. Some people struggle with work, never mind then running football teams. Because you could run a team. Sunday.
The downfall of Scottish football when we started letting the foreigners into the league. That was, let's call it root. That's what it was. And I just get reminded there with Big Alec why the reconstruction get broke was the smoke screen because of the paedophiles court cases. Celtic Football Club who abuse kids. You know what I mean? Remember that? That's the best thing that's happened this season. These poor families are starting to get paid out now. The moral thing's still to be paid for, right enough, but there you go. But that's the reason the reconstruction get mentioned, if you remember. It wasn't ever a serious thing. Smoke screen to cover up a story.
I remember that. That's what I was talking about, this smoke screen. That's right, you're right, Albert. Well done.
And then see like UEFA.
I get it, Albert, I get it.
You look at UEFA, hypocrites. They tell us politics and religion shouldn't be in the game. And there's the commander-in-chief of the Imperials died this week, and I've got a big picture of him up on the screen with a minute's silence. I mean, that's sectarian, is it no? In my book, that's sectarian. So they hypocrites, and they should be holding that mob to task, mate. I hope you are listening in because you should hang your head and shame the lot of you. But anyway, back onto the subject of Scottish football. Scottish football. It's a joke.
No, but
absolute
listening,
joke.
mate. No.
Aye, maybe
listen, we're not saying that because we've not got a good side, mate. We're saying because of the product on the park and what you're watching, the same teams all the time. It just doesn't make sense, mate. But anyway, it's up for debate. Going back to our club, mate. Obviously, it looks as if they've got the executives in place. The owners, will maybe hear for them shortly. And I don't mean in the night, but maybe in the next few days or the next couple of weeks. And then the big talk will be is who's going to be the manager. And that's a big, I think it was last night that I think Southside said it's going to be that
boy Rose.
No, he said it's going to be the most critical appointment that he can remember. Because obviously everything comes after the manager. He's got to get the players. He helps get the players, and he gets them in. He does his shape, he picks a team, and he's arguably the most important guy in a football club, Albert.
It can be, mate. It can be a hindrance. It can be a huge asset. It can be both. The swing it. That's like it is with them. You're no winning games, and they're no changing. To win games like Clement was digging in, and it can be a hindrance. Then you've got the other ones who are just brilliant managers and you're winning games. So I don't need winning games. Let's not kid myself on, mate. But he's got his biggest job is to gel it. His biggest job is, I don't think it's to pick players. I think it's to gel the team and get the team playing as a team. And that's really difficult. It's really difficult. You heard Ferguson on Sunday shouting at somebody. They just don't listen. You just don't listen. So you'll get problems like that if they're not going to listen. And by the way, just to talk about what he was talking about, I think he was talking about the gap. See these teams play like Motherwell, Hibs, and that St Mirren play that style against us. The press right up on us. What Ferguson and McCann's saying and Dodds are saying, the space is in behind them. And if Dessers makes the right runs and Egerman makes the right runs, pass the ball. We've done it a couple of times on Sunday and we opened them up, no bother. And that's what Ferguson's trying to say to the midfielders. They're in the forwards, but they're no listening. They're playing that 1-2s and putting the ball back all the time. So back to the manager again. If they don't listen, mate, the team don't listen. It doesn't matter what kind of manager you get. You're only a loser. At the end of the day, I do think the manager's important, really important, but it's more his personality, because they tell you if a team reflects the personality of the manager. Well, we get nice managers. Ferguson is about the close we've had to a moaner and a winner, because Clement was just nice and Leo was just nice and Van Bronckhorst was just nice. Gerrard was a winner. It reflected that on the park. Okay, and then you've got standard of player you've got as well. So, it is important, mate. It's really important. But
I want to book my seat at Ibrox for Gerrard returning. I'm putting my money on him.
It might be. If it's right for the club, it's right for the club.
You've just answered the next question, Bridge. And Albert, obviously, you've thought about it, and you'll have a list, I don't doubt, and you'll be sure. Yeah.
And this is the list. And his name.
Shoe sizes and everything, mate.
But who's attracting you? Who are you feeling the vibe for? And what's your own thoughts on it?
On the manager?
Yeah.
I've not got any particular favourites or that, I think, with the names mentioned, put it that way. I told you before who I would take is Nigel Pearson, because he knows how to build the team, just strictly on that, and he's a nasty person. He's not a nice man. He's a horrible man. Reported to be, never met the chap, right enough, so he could be the nicest man, but he's reported to be not a nice man. And if that's the case, then our team's not going to be a nice team. They're going to be nasty, they're going to be big, tough, and hard to beat, and they'll not take defeat lying down. If you're going to beat us, you're going to outfight us. At the moment, you just say boo us and we run away. So I'm saying him, because he's got a track record of building a team. Leicester won the Leicester team that won the Premiership was his team. Let's not kid ourselves on. So that's all I can think about. Gerrard came to Rangers at a time when we needed Gerrard to come to Rangers. He came and he brought his reputation and his high profile personality to the club, and that's exactly what we needed, mate. And he got us back on the map. His name got us back on the map. People started to talk about us again in good, glowing terms. So that bit's done now, mate. We don't need him for that anymore. We're 2 steps up for where he was as the club I'm talking about. But Mourinho, I'd say no to Mourinho all day long. He's just a circus, mate. He'll just come and he'll do. He does, and it'll all be about him, and it'll be a circus, a total circus. I don't want that. We need stability. We need somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that's going to build as a team, a squad for the future. And you're talking not just this season or next season. You're talking for the next 5 year, 10 year. Because we want to win trophies, and I just don't want to win one trophy. I want to win trophies every year, year in, year out. And that's what we're trying to do, mate. First and foremost, you need to build a squad to start it all off with.
Right. It would be great to be a fly in the wall in that ballroom when they were talking with it, to see what the plans are, mate. Yeah, to see what because you're never going to hear the strategy and that. You'll get the buzzwords coming out in the press conferences. Yeah, we're going to achieve this. We'll look at everything in the club. But to see the hard nose, right, this is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we're going to do. It would be great to part of the conversations. But listen, I think they'll have their own people, and I think some of it is pure speculation. People putting 2 and 2 together. Like, for instance, Sean Dykes. No, I'm not saying Sean Dykes when he put in for the job, because he's not working at the moment. But because we brought the guy for Everton, people put 2 and 2 together because he was at Everton. No, it might be true, but it looks to be as if it's pure speculation. But listen, if they get the guy in that they want and they think he's the guy that they trust, well, Bridgeman, they might pay the piper, call the tune, mate. Huh?
Of course, absolutely, 100%. But I think I read a wee story, and Gerrard's name was mentioned again, and it was more positive than anything else I'd read. Blah blah blah, and I got very excited. I think, but I'd be wondering if the club could do that, bring Gerrard in. I don't know who he would want. Maybe he might keep Barry and the rest of the boys there, but he needs to be the big manager. He's the name. It's a name we need that people can look to. And if he's not happy, then they're not going to be happy. It's as simple as that. And they'll not be happy in their training. They'll not be happy anywhere until they start winning football matches consistently. And that's the way he'll do it. I love the way it happens that way. The man's been a star. For me, he's a star. Star footballer. And he stopped at 55. So that's what I want. I'm happy with that.
They left us to top his league. By the way, listen, I wish them nothing but the best. The coaching staff, but that coaching staff, they died that decision. And Bill, I don't know anybody who wasn't baffled with that all.
Yeah.
Anybody. That was.
I agree with you.
The writing was on the wall after that decision, mate. There's no doubt about that. That was completely and utterly balmy. But there you go. You live and die with your own decision. So they made the decision and it was wrong. And so it's ching ching cheerio for them. And it's good night for us. But the Dyche one, Dyche is, to my mind, he's a firefighter, mate. He goes into clubs to firefight. And he's good at it. He's very good at it. But it's not the type of manager we need. We don't need a firefighter, mate. We need somebody who knows what they're doing. and can run a big club and look to be successful. Dyche's goes in survival mode. No, I mean, he's making teams survive. Burnley, Everton, and he done a good job in both of them. Let's not kid ourselves on. But he's not the type of manager I wouldn't imagine. Maybe I'm being wrong, but he doesn't come across to me as the type of manager that we need right now. The guy Thelwell, I listened to his interview when he took over. I went back and listened to the interview when he took over the director of football at Everton.
Mm-hmm.
And he just talks, man, and he just manager talk. He just talks, what do you call it? Managers talk. No, I mean, he just
cliches.
Says, he says all the right things, mate. Just, but it's actually not saying anything. He's just, we need to look at it. We've got an excellent facilities. We're going to grow this. We've got good grounding at the moment. We're going to build just all the things you've heard before. The proof of the pudding for these guys is not the speaking. I don't want to hear them talking. I want to see their actions. I want to see a winning team out on the park. That's the be end and end all to me, mate. What they do behind the scenes is what they have paid to do. Get the club moving in the right direction. They put the bits and pieces all together and get it running properly and get a winning team on that park. That's it, mate. And if we don't get a winning team on the park, everybody fails. And that's what a lot of people at Ibrox don't realise. We're not winning nothing. We're all failures, mate. Not the support I'm talking about. I'm talking about all the backup team. Everybody at Ibrox is throwing a wage as a failure. They all need to understand that, and they need to get it into their heads. We need to start winning. And you need to get the winning mentality right throughout the club, mate. Right through it. For the doorman, all the way up to the CEO and the chairman. Right up, all the way through. All right deep into the club. It's the way we used to be. It's the way we need to get back to. And I believe that we'll get a fighting chance for this mob that's coming in. Because one thing they do is professional. Very professional, mate.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, mate, with the recruitment, but they'll look at the medical's going to be different, things like that. Will they walk away with deals if it's not a right fix? I think you used the term panic buy be proper. You don't get the impression they would do that, but the proof of the pudding's in the eating, Bridger.
Absolutely, pal. I think some of the stuff that Albert said was absolutely brilliant. I really like that. I just feel when we talk about Rangers, I'm talking about just the fans. We've all got ideas on how we would like the Rangers to appear. I'm a great traditionalist. I want Rangers to play in the blue and white, as we know what they've got with the black and red socks. That's the traditional for me. And but they've got multiple strips to play in, so sometimes a bit puts me off a wee bit, but not so much. We want to follow them as much as we can, and the guys love the strips. The fans love them, and they turn up. It's wonderful to see it at Ibrox, see all the different strips the boys are wearing. It's great to see, and I want that to continue forever. I don't want anything like that, but what I do want is I want us to build a club, and back to some of the things that Albert says there, from the bottom up. No matter who it is, it's for Ibrox. It's got to be, if you can call it, what we're used to being. So we don't want any nonsense. We don't want any other people coming in and saying from the bottom up, we're all this and we're all different. No, we need to be Rangers people. We really need to be Rangers people to run Rangers and support Rangers. That's all I can say.
Well, let's be honest. The new owners coming in are the Rangers people, are they?
No, I understand that, pal. I'm talking about the fans, where the fans see it. That's all.
Aye. I mean, let's be honest, and they'll look at some things differently for the support, and I think at times there will be a clash of cultures. Albert, you're going to get that, But however,
a conflict of interest.
If we're going in the right direction and you're getting results on the park, it's amazing what you can do, isn't it?
Oh, that's all it matters, mate. That's all it matters. To be honest with you, results on the park, and if they get that right, everything will fall into place. No bother, and they'll get a big leeway to do what they want to do. But if the results are not going right in that part, they're going to get some opposition for the Rangers support. There's no doubt about it, mate. They're not going to sit back and take it. They've took it enough. The reason I don't think there's been enough pushback on the board, because we know the board was full of Rangers guys. And we didn't like today. I know there's some people out there that did, saying silly things about the board and phrases and God knows what. But the truth is, they were Rangers men. But these guys you pointed out are no Rangers men. So we're expecting a lot for them regarding the running of the club, mate. And it all starts with a winning team on the park.
Is that easier then to make the hard decisions, the hard-nosed businessmen, when you've not got the emotional tie over?
They don't look at it in easy decisions, hard decisions. They look at it as business decisions, mate. Business decisions are business decisions. You've got to make them whether you like them or don't like them. You take the sentimentality out of it. It's got to be hard-nosed business decision. They'll make it. They'll no sit and say, "Oh, that's a shame. We don't want to do that. It's no good for the club. It's not getting done. If it is good for the club, it will get done." Simple, mate. It's as simple as that. And you're running a business. That's what it takes. You can't be sentimentality driven. We can support. We can because we love the club. The club's our life. But their business, man, and you're trying to marry the two up as best you can. And as you say, there's going to be some decisions that we all agree with and some decisions we don't agree with. But we've got to bite the bullet and say, we were going nowhere, mate. James said it, we're stagnating, we're going nowhere. We had to do something because it's the advantage that mob's getting across the city is growing all the time. And you're saying, we need to bring us to an level. We're the biggest club, mate. Let's be honest with it. They're not a big club. We're the big club. They like to try and kid on there, but they're not. And they know they're not in their heart of hearts. We're the big club, and we need to get our stature back in the game. Firstly, in Scotland. In Europe, we've been doing okay. We've had more in Europe, but in Scotland, we need to get our stature back in Scotland. No doubt about it. And we need to bring in these people that are going to put the foundations in so we can build on it.
Do you think they've come in for Scotland, mate, or do you think they've come in? And Bridge can chop in with this after you, but do you think they've come in because they know there's a seed change coming in world football?
I think they might know something we don't know. I think that's a fact, mate. I think that's a fact. I think the whole of Europe knows there's something coming. Not just in there might be world football, but definitely in Europe. There's definitely changes coming within Europe. And that UEFA they're running like mad to try and get ahead of the game, but I think they've left it too late. And if there's a challenge coming up against them, I'd be more than happy with that. Because they're just a corrupt organisation. Let's not kid ourselves in. So I think there is. But if they're coming in, they're no daft. If it's to benefit Scottish football, they're not coming in directly to benefit Scottish football per se. They're coming in to build a team and build their product, to build their own team. But they're no daft, mate. They know you have to have a product. You need to have competition for this sort to work. And if you've no competitions, I said earlier on, it's a white elephant, isn't it? Because people just get fed up. In fact, we're not fed up now, because there isn't any competition. It's just one-sided. You're saying, this is boring. This is totally boring. So I think they're into sort of side issues to help Scottish football, but they need to build it up some sort of way because, as I say, you need a competition. It's no doubt. But first and foremost, it's Rangers first.
Yeah, I get that. Bridge?
Hi, pal. I wondered what happened. Everyone went mental. Just hold on a second.
Yeah, but listen, ultimately, if it's good for us, and the stadiums are full and sponsorships coming in and there's more exposure. I mean, we brought in a world icon and Scottish football was never willing to market him, was they? Yeah, they done everything. The press tried to trip him up. They done, so they did nothing to promote or sell the game. And the parasites are the media with their placement, mate. It's frightening, isn't it? Albert?
I've already got my hat printed, mate. Mr. Ga, mine say, make Rangers great again. I'm stealing it off the trunk.
Maga.
Aye.
Mara.
Yours is Mr. Ga. Make Rangers great again.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I don't really know what to say sometimes with all this nonsense, But the fans are just desperate for something better, and better we've got to give them. If we can get this thing through, and I'm sure it's going to be very successful for us. But they need to bring in a manager. I don't know whether you said it a bit earlier, obviously. I don't know whether they're coming in with and it's sweep clean, from all the managers and coaches and all that, and bring their own in. I don't know how they're going to do that, but if they are, then good luck to them. But they need to do it quickly and silently during the close season. Excuse me, because we'll struggle. We will struggle if we don't get it.
Listen, mate, Thursday's the 1st of May, mate. There ain't that long till you start the new season. Qualifiers.
Absolutely.
Time's no your friend, Albert. The plans have all got to be, the conversations have got to be started loose or tight or whatever. Planning's got to be done. Coppin's got a job today, yeah. All these things, the conversations, the planning, yeah, you might not be allowed to talk to them, but you should have a lot of your things drawn up, Albert. It's got to be.
Oh, well, put it this way, even with the plans drawn up, mate, you're never, ever going to get it all right in this short of space. No, the time scale, you're never going to get it all right. But if your planning is right, you'll get a good bit of it done. So definitely, mate, it's impossible because the way what we're finding now and the amount of tasks we keep leaving ourselves at the end of the season, it's ridiculous, mate. We shouldn't be like this. With the rebuild we're having, it should be half a dozen players coming in this window, and that strengthens the team no end. That will put another 30-40% onto the team's quality. That's what should be happening. What actually is happening, you're talking about getting rid of 33 players. I mean, it can't keep going on like this. This is just nonsense. End of the day, you're going. You're never going to. Just to say, we're never going to get this all done in the one go. But what we can do is manage it properly. As I said the other week, we need to pick the players that it's definitely going to make the difference getting into this qualifier. And the start of the season. Don't forget the start of the season. First league game. We need to be ready for that and win that. And get ourselves after a flyer, and then stay there.
Prediction
regarding
the first league game.
Right.
Away to Pittodrie.
Oh, it'll be a stinker. It'll be a stinker, mate. It always is a stinker. But no matter who it is, we're going to beat them.
Well, it would have to be because they're champions and they'll be getting.
But I'll not be away to say Falkirk, mate. I'll be away to Pittodrie. Yeah. Take on it, mate. Yeah, but you've got to win that game and put them behind the 8 ball, and it wasn't the only reason. But these things grow arms and legs when you don't get a good start. Pressure comes and negativity comes, and we don't want that because it's going to be a new manager.
The last few years, mate, the first 10-15 games. Look at the results of our 10-15 games. The first 10-15 games. They try to win them all and they try to batter teams. They try to get the goal difference up in case it ever does go to goal difference. That's what they're all about, mate. They try to win the league in the first 10-15 games. The worst case scenario is get a lead over us, both with points and goals. What do we do? Oh, we keep talking about bedding people in and hoping we're all going to get settled in and blah, blah, blah. When we're doing that, they're taking points and battering teams. So you've got to look at what you're up against and manage it properly, and you need to be in place. Now to do that is you need to get in the right players. So it's no use buying, say, another centre forward, and you've got 3 centre forwards sitting there. You go centre halves we need. So don't go making your priority. Oh, we need to go and get a centre forward. We need to go and get centre halves. We need to get defence. Let's be honest about it. Not just a centre halves. A goalkeeper and centre halves, but that's the priority as far as I'm concerned. We need to get that right, so we can do that. We can get that bit sorted for the start of the season. There's no doubt about that. We can do that, but what we can't do is revamp the whole team. That's just not practical, mate. Whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's both, it's just not practical. It'll not work that way. We're going to lower my expectations as well. Do you think it is going to work that way?
It's going to be interesting, mate, because the new manager will come in and want to hit the ground running, and he'll have a plan, mate. Yeah. And it's really. I know we're bringing in Lyle Cameron and that, but the first move with the new manager and who he's starting with is he's signing. I think there'll be people will think, right, okay, this looks better, hopefully, and this guy You know, we're not going to be signing anybody for PSG or that. It's in their first team just now, because we've got to be realistic. We're not be competing at that level. But we might be shopping at a different level as we have been the last few windies, if that makes sense, Albert.
Aye, well, I'd expect us to be shown at a different level, mate. But I don't entirely think we're going to abandon free transfers and loans and all that.
Why should
No,
you?
I know, but every option, everything's on the table, mate. Everything is on the table, definitely. But I would expect to get a better quality of player, definitely, mate. You're not going to get the top-notch things. A good team to look at, by the way, if you're going to take an example, is Crystal Palace. Look at that team, man. It's big, it's powerful, and it can run like the wind, mate. It can run like the wind.
And where was his last job, mate?
Their manager. Who was it? Can't remember.
Eintracht Frankfurt, mate. That's how I recognised him.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a big, powerful team? See that team? I would take. See if you could move the whole of Crystal Palace players, first team players, and put them into Rangers jerseys. That's the team I'm wanting. Big, powerful team, mate. Big, powerful team.
They blew that Villa away at the weekend. That could have been double figures, mate.
Absolutely, mate.
They're playing absolutely red hot now, Crystal Palace.
And they've got some really, really good players. Really good players. And you're saying, look, that can be done. And Crystal Palace, in real terms, is a small club. Okay, they're in a big league with big money changing hands, but as a club, they're a small club, aren't they? But they can do it. That's the standard of player we're looking for. That. Well, you're going to get them because Premiership players, probably not. But you can't stop looking. You must say, right, bring us in players of that stature at least. We're not going to get bullied. We're definitely not going to get bullied. And they can move, they can run. I'm fed up watching midgets that can't run. It's just madness, mate. It's totally madness. On them picks and shovels, man, and send them down the mines because they're all dwarfs. They should be down there, out the way. Flying with Snow White.
Right. Last word for your good self, Albert.
Aye, good night, mate. Good night. Just we stayed away for the game.
Well,
but aye, it's good.
I think it was all said, wasn't it? It's difficult. It's all been said, isn't it?
Oh, there's nothing you can add to it, mate. We've all got our opinion, but I think everybody's heading in the right direction now. Everybody's seeing it for what it is, and we're all saying the right things now and saying we're not putting up with it. We're not putting up with this anymore. Done, finished. And let's hope we're moving forward, which I think we are. But great we know you're selling Oak Bridge, Fox and Old School Blue.
Over to you, Bridgeman.
Well, we're going to say, obviously, my was tonight. Really loved it tonight. Absolutely superb. And all Bears been in fire. Absolutely great stuff. And obviously nice to hear James. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, it's been tremendous this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. And what can I say? Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going, because they need us.
Yes, thanks to James from Tennessee for joining us, of course. Always great to hear from GT. Thanks to GP, sorry. Thanks to Bridge and Albert for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue in the background doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. And you never know. We could get some news. Take it away, Old School Blue.